Hey, welcome back to Lochbaum Music. So the last video we went through several chords in the key of E. We went over E major, F sharp minor, G sharp minor, A major, B major, C sharp minor, and those are really the only ones you need to know. So by now you should have a pretty good grasp. If you've been going through these lessons and you've been practicing the chords, you know a ton of open chords. So the cool thing about playing in the key of E is you can play open chords a lot more than you can in other keys, and they still sound good. So some open chords I want to show you. There's a couple cool things you can do. So the first is a different version of a B major chord. So this is B major, right? One thing you can do is just take your pointer finger off. I showed that in the last video, and that has kind of a cool sound to it. Another thing you can do is take your pointer finger and put it on the second fret on the second string. So that's your B. And then you're gonna skip the third fret and you're gonna put your ring finger and your pinky finger on the third and fourth strings. So that's another version of a B chord that's kind of cool to use in songs. An open one, especially if you're like trying to just strum, like pick the notes individually. Another cool thing you can do with the B chord, and with lots of chords, it's a sliding chord. As most chords in guitar are, you can slide them around. And as long as you know the root note, you can figure out where to put the chord and what strings to mute. So, and you can also figure that out by your ear, because you'll be able to tell if it sounds good or not. So another cool B chord that you can do is based off of this structure. So you're going to take your pointer finger and put it on the 7th fret. You're going to take your ring finger and put it on the 9th fret and on the string right below that. So your pointer finger's on the top string on the 7th, your ring finger is on the 9th on the string right below that, and right below that on the 3rd string down, you're going to take your pinky finger and put that on the 9th fret as well. And the last thing you're going to do is you're going to take your middle finger and you're going to put it on the 4th string down on the 8th fret. So the pointer finger is on the 7th, ring finger is on the 9th, the pinky is on the 9th as well, right below that on the 3rd string, and then your middle finger is going to be on the 8th fret on the 4th string down. So that's a cool B major chord you can play. You can strum it and then go back to your E major maybe. Back to it. Now, the cool thing about this chord structure, once you get it down, you can slide it around. So, this is a B major. Now, what if I wanted to do an A major chord? Well, I would slide it back down the fretboard. So, instead of going higher, so if I go this way, this becomes a C major. Let's go back to B major. So if I slide it that way, because A is a whole step from B, so this would be B flat or A sharp. And if I slide it down one more, I'm at A. So the root note for this chord is the top string right here. So whatever your pointer finger's on, that is going to be the chord key that you're in. I mean the chord that you're playing. So because this is on the A, I know that I'm playing an A major. And if I know that this is a B, which it is, if I put my pointer finger here on the B, I know that I'm now playing a B major if I keep that same chord structure. So then I can play an E major, back to A major, back to A. So we're on A now. We slide up 2 frets to the B. Back to E. Okay, so as long as you know the note of this top string, you can take that chord structure and slide it all the way up and down the fret. So if I want to play a G major, I would find the G. So when I push down on this 3rd fret, it makes a G note. So I know that I can take this chord and put my pointer finger there, and when it's a G note on the top string, I know that that's a G major chord because of this chord structure. And you'll notice, depending on what key you're in, some of those bottom strings won't sound too good. So you'll just want to either kind of mute them by like relaxing your pointer finger down, and it'll kind of just rest on those bottom strings, some of them, or just play the top ones. Just play the top 4 if you can. And now if I want to go to a C, I know that C is right here on the 8th fret. Slide it all the way down back to a G, so your pointer finger's on the 1st fret. Right? So you can, that's a super flexible chord, it's super useful. Acoustic players and electric guitarists use it all the time. So the last chord I want to show you today is an E major, another really cool open E major chord that I personally use all the time when I'm playing in the key of E. I like it better than this open version of E. So how you do it, it only takes 3 fingers. So you take your pointer finger and you're going to put it on the 7th fret, but you're going to put it on the A string. So not the very top string, but the 2nd string down. That is an E note. Now you're not going to put anything on the 8th fret. You're going to skip over to the 9th fret, and you're going to put your ring finger and your pinky finger on the 2 strings right below your pointer. So the 3rd and the 4th. So you have your pointer finger on the 7th fret of the A string, your ring finger on the 9th fret of the D string, and your pinky finger right below that on the 9th fret of the G string. And what it does is it creates this really pretty open chord. Right? I think that sounds better than this. Now what you can do, once you get this chord shape, it's cool because it's right below that B major that we just worked on. So we can be like, we're in that open E I showed you. We can shift up to the A, or I mean to the B. So everything shifts up one string, and then you just add your middle finger on the 8th. And you got a B major. And we shift everything down and take your middle finger up. And you're back to that E major. Shift everything up a string and put your middle finger down on the 4th string down on the 8th fret. And then you shift it all up to the A string. I mean the 5th fret on that A note, and that's an A major. So now you can do like, and maybe go to the A, slide to the B, back to the E. Okay, so those are 3 really cool chords that will spice up your playing, and they just sound really good when you're playing them acoustically. So you can play those, and you can also slide this chord around. I see this video is getting long too, but it's super useful to know. You can take this chord structure, slide it up and down, and the root note is this top string. So as long as you know what note is on this top string, you can take that shape, and like that would be a C. If I wanted a D, I would go to the 10th fret right there. So you can take that. You can do the same thing for this chord. The root note is where your pointer finger is. So because that's an E, I know this is an E major. If I wanted a D major, so I guess you can use this chord, but you can only use it in certain ways. Like you could use it to slide down to the B, because you'll notice it's the same shape for that open B chord that I showed you earlier. You can slide it all the way down. So this is the B note where your pointer finger is, so that's why it works. You know that's a form of B major. Now if you were to slide it all to where this is the 7th fret on the A, that's an E. So now you're playing an E major chord. So practice those transitions, practice those new chord shapes, and practice the rest of the key of E, and we'll work on putting it all together in a song in the next video. All right, thank you.